Hey Cancer, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day, happy new week. Well, new reading week, I should say. We just moved into Taurus season, so that's new. We're also coming up on a new moon in Taurus on the 27th, depending on where you're located. It is allowing us to kind of integrate some of the things that we're seeing, that we're learning about ourselves, about relationships, dynamics, etc. Things have been a little intense. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. People are popping off in certain ways. If they're not managing their emotions, their feelings, lots of drama, unnecessary drama. But a lot of it is because, like, we're not getting what we want, so to speak. There's this emphasis on patience through the process right now, not jumping the gun, i.e. Making quick decisions when we either don't have all the information or it's actually just better in general to take your time. And a lot of that requires like awareness, wisdom of what is happening. And when we're seeing these things happen, people kind of behave in a way that we're not used to or is unexpected or whatever. It makes it hard to deal with, right? That's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings though. Just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of the blocks, limitations that we might be coming into. It's a really good time to set your own intention for the reading as well, Cancer. Especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you want Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these readings, these collective readings, I should say, and it actually works. You know, like Spirit loves to speak to us, especially when we have questions that need answered. So, and I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc. Or if you're just looking for more of a rebalancing of yourself, your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're feeling good, strong, grounded in self, that's when we're able to really manifest our happiness, our fulfillment, which we all deserve. I believe we all deserve it. We all deserve. So, if you want to connect, I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Cancer, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love, Mama love. All right, Cancer. So it feels like your energy's a little stir crazy this week, or maybe you're just feeling that way in general. It makes sense with the way Mars has been aspected in the astrology lately. It's been kind of weird. Like I was saying, there's not a lot of active forward movement, right? When we're making plans and we're seeing progress happen, it feels like a lot of back and forth. Then we kind of lose hope. Is this even possible, etc. And it feels like you've been patient around something for quite some time. You've been very, very, very patient. And I feel like it's actually been kind of difficult, but you've chosen to sidestep, right? To kind of let things unfold, let them play out. But that antsiness that I'm picking up from you is you're ready to kind of see some things happen. I don't know. It feels like you've just been waiting for a long time, and it's maybe almost hitting this point of a little bit of annoyance, right? Especially coming through in this space of working hard to work with someone. And it kind of looks like, I don't know, I feel like not really getting the results or kind of being disappointed with where things are at. Maybe not in just a specific situation, but like with life in general, with where you're at, how you're thinking, how you're feeling. You're looking for transformation, and I feel like you've been actively pursuing it, or like I said, like it almost feels like you've taken a different approach where maybe you would try to hammer something out with conversation. Let's, just come face to face. Let's talk about it, get it out on the table. You haven't really approached it in that way. There's something about you that's been more silent, that's been more reserved, that's been watching and waiting, maybe even waiting for the perfect time. But I don't know, as time has moved, there's a lot of things that have been happening in the background, right? I don't know that you've like lost hope, but I don't know. There's something about you that still feels a little bit disconnected, lost in the past, and we have 9 of Pentacles. Maybe lost in how things have played out up until this point, feeling like maybe not even also understanding all the lessons, like why things have happened, being a little bit in that regretful energy this week, Cancer. There is things happening behind the surface. With this blue moon, I think you're going to get answers to your quandaries, right? I do feel like there are things that are coming in for you that is going to help fill in the gaps, that's going to help make sense. Because there's something magical manifesting. And I do feel like this is behind the scenes. I do feel like this is because in a way, you've really just like honored yourself or honored the situation. You've kind of just chosen to be patient, as we've talked about, right? Like when we get in people's faces and, say our thoughts, our judgments, our opinions, that can be like pretty volatile, right? That can trigger anyone. And it does feel like you've kind of just let things play out more than what you would have in the past. Maybe not seeing 100% of the payoff quite yet, but the payoff is coming. And I do feel like it's coming through answers to questions that you've had. There is a second chance popping up for you, something being readdressed. But that's also because someone's finding themselves in the same spot. I love this. You coming through as a 7 of coins, 100% of what I was just talking about, taking your time, being slow, being patient. The 7 of coins is all about like, should I pick that fruit now or should I let it ripen a little bit more? And it does look like you are. I mean, again, I do pick up that stir craziness like I talked about before, but that's also because like you're seeing someone, you're watching someone do something all over again, right? You're watching some bad behavior and it's almost like I thought we were over this. I thought we got beyond, but instead you chose. And I feel like, I don't know, you're dealing with someone who does have a lot of challenges in front of them, whether they're self-made, whether they're doing them to themselves, i.e. self-sabotage. Well, sorry, I wasn't even looking at that card. Obviously with the devil, right? It's like they have to make a choice to cut ties with the devil, whatever their devil is right now, whether it's something within them or outside of them, right? And I feel like you've kind of just been proactively, again, trying to adjust to this person's bad behavior, honestly, is what it looks like. Even if it's not them overtly doing something against you, it affects you. It affects you every single time. And I almost feel like for some of you, they might be trying to like make it your fault when it really isn't. I think though, because you, as the Knight of Swords energy, you're kind of in this space, Cancer, which is a little unusual, where you're just able to kind of sift through the bullshit way easier. It's not triggering your emotions as much. If anything, it's spurring you forward, right? Like every time this person's situation rears its ugly head, you're like, okay, I got it. I got the message. I know what this is. I know how you're doing this. Like, I'm going to be I'm not going to do this anymore, right? And you get more inspired, like I said, to push beyond. I think this has been a long go. I think the interesting thing with the cicada is like, it is a lot about transformation, but it buries itself underneath the earth, right? And so in order to do that, conversely to the butterfly, which is like building its cocoon on a leaf, right? So I think there's just this value of like kind of having to deal with some of the muckier stuff, or even just going within and having these moments where you can see and understand yourself and those parts of you that are playing into this devil dynamic that this person situation keeps dishing out towards you. I don't even know. I mean, here's the thing. They're like aware of it, but not. And that's the annoying part, because I don't feel like they're stopping long enough to look at themselves. And also because you have been very amicable, right? You've been very willing. The Seven of Pentacles is patient energy, waiting for that harvest, and from a place that is rational and makes sense and strategic. Like you're not reacting, you're responding. So beautiful, Cancer. I love this, right? I don't know, but this person situation likes to stir the pot. They like to stir the pot. It looks like they poke the bear, i.e. you, or they know what buttons to push, and that's what they continue to do. It doesn't look like they're learning their lesson this week anytime soon. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, here we go. It's the Nine of Pentacles popping out at the very end. We saw that as we were shuffling, right? And it's just like, it's almost like this person doesn't really care about the relationship, about the dynamic. They would rather just do whatever they want to do. And I feel like they are trying to challenge you. They are trying to stress you out. They are trying to make things difficult. And you have to be mindful, Cancer, because here's the thing, they're also blaming you or forcing you to take the responsibility. And it's all in this way, so you are disconnecting from yourself. Didn't we talk about that in the very beginning? Where it's like you're second guessing. This is like a little bit of gaslighting energy, or someone who's just being manipulative, right? Awareness. I don't think you're completely blind to this pattern, but maybe you question yourself. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit, validation where it's due. These wild violets are connected to that crown chakra, right? Where we receive spiritual information, where when we get an intuitive hit, when our intuition is telling us something about a person, about a situation, we have the opportunity to pay attention or not. And I feel like it's kind of easy for you to not on some level, right? The green fairy, I love this. Mischief, freedom, and recklessness. You know, maybe it's a part of your playful side. Maybe it's a part of you that like, I don't know, like it's just attracting someone or something that like really just doesn't have the same values as you and is playing with you. And again, like I do feel like your intuition is telling you this, but because you're kind of coming from this really honest and vulnerable space, intention, you're like, that's where you start doubting yourself. But Spirit is continuing to reveal this to you. The more you see this mischief, the more you see the bad behavior, right? The devil energy, them trying to manifest your mental confusion, the more it's going to help, right? You do have support from Spirit. This goes without saying. Whatever religion, spirituality you ascribe to, you know, really just lean on that for support. Really dive into what some of your practices are, what you think, what you feel, what you believe. It's going to give you guidance and direction. I do feel like this is something that takes a long time to step away from, but I do feel like there is an end in sight if that's what you want, right? Not everyone is going to want that, or I don't know, but I don't know. This is not going to resonate for everybody. Not everybody's going to want that, to step away completely. I'm concerned about this mischief. I'm concerned about how something wants to come back in. The game that this becomes, right? It seems like it's laying the groundwork, but there's also this part of you. I mean, there's something huge about your intuition in this dynamic, whether this is something you've been like sensing coming in for quite some time. Spirit is trying to show you something, prove something to you through this. But I feel like maybe you're doubting yourself and focusing on the wrong thing, if that makes sense, right? And it does look like you kind of come into some level of awareness this week, again, because this person just like can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. Sorry, Cancer. So, you know, sorry, because this is highlighting why you need to invest in certain things, why there is beauty and magic elsewhere, but sometimes we do have to go through those trials and tribulations in order to kind of get to that space. So this kind of feels like one of those, right? And especially because whatever this energy is around you, it's not working with you. It's not working with you. It's like more content playing their own game. So I hope this reading helped. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I super appreciate you. Definitely drop comments below if it resonated. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support you bring to the channel. Know I'm sending those blessings back your way.